All right, well, hello there, everyone. I know that my environment looks a lot different today. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. Hopefully, you don't hear too many of the dogs or the birds in the background because I'm actually here in West Palm with some family. We had one of my family members who had a surgery. We're taking care of them. So if you're watching and you're like, wait a minute, okay, I see, a patio. I mean, it's beautiful down here in South Florida, but it's also very warm. So I happen to wear like my long sleeves and I'm up here hot. But if you're first time joining us, no, this is not our regular situation. My name is Alan C. Paul. I'm the host and founder of God and Gigs, and this is where we help you to succeed as a creative in every area of your life by becoming the creator that you were created to be, by solving these temporary creative problems you have with timeless spiritual principles. And so I always, as I go live, try to make sure that you can hear me, especially since I'm going live really just from my laptop, don't have my equipment with me. Just making sure that you guys can all hear. And I'm also making sure that I'm not getting any notifications and things like that right now. So, yeah, this is a little bit different, but I wanted to make sure we still went live today because you are important, especially the battle that you are fighting for your creative life, your creative mind, your creative spirit. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Maybe you saw the thumbnail. Maybe you're joining us from our 360 membership. Maybe you're joining us for the first time just because it's popped up in your feed. But thank you for joining us. And if you're watching on replay, feel free to tap replay in the comments. And if you're watching currently, please share it with your friends. That helps the algorithm. It helps people know that we're live. You can also share your comments, and I'm able to bring up your comments here so that you can see, when we are interacting. This is not a monologue. If you're watching us directly, I would love to connect with you. We'd love to share our creative journeys together so we can help you become the creator that you were created to be and solve these issues. But I always try to jump in right away for those who are watching on replay. I don't want to keep you waiting. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. First, we always like to welcome our new members of our 360 creator community. Those are the people who have joined us in our membership app. We are no longer in a Facebook group as far as our community is concerned. We are now only on our app in terms of greeting and meeting each other, but it's super powerful, super crazy that this app now is really become like a hub for all of our materials. It's where we share prayer requests. We've been praying for some of our members that have been in the hospital, who are having surgeries, who are starting new projects, some who are buying new homes. So it really is a real family there. I'm not just making that up to kind of sound like cheesy. It truly is a relationship place where people are joining and growing together in their creative pursuits. And so I want to make sure we welcome them. Then we're going to talk about some super exciting news regarding our newest YouVersion reading plan. Some of you know that we have been writing for the YouVersion app since 2024, but we got serious about it in the last few months. Now we've released 5 of them. Our 5th one just came out, and we're starting a reading plan with our entire community starting Mondays. We're going to talk about that. And a very special announcement, our Creator Accelerator. We did a one in the fall. This was so much fun, so much growth in our creators that joined in. So we said, you know what? I did really think about this. I'll tell you more about it. But I thought about it. I was like, should we do it again? It feels like, maybe that was a one time that it's not gonna happen again the way it happened last time. I was like, no, 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 no. Like if it worked once, it'll work again for somebody else. So great to see you, by the way, Manuel. I really would love to know that how your event went. Manuel is in our 360 membership. So it's great to have him there. He's one of our creator resource members. And you were able to share about your event. So I'd love to know how that goes, man. But share it here in the comments as well as in the app. Great to have you here, brother. So we are also going to be talking about today, as I mentioned, why you must win the battle for your creativity and what could happen if you don't. And that's kind of a sad thing that I have to talk about, but we got to talk about the negatives before we talk about the positives, because if you don't realize the consequences of not winning a battle that you don't even realize you're fighting, you could lose before you even have a chance to win. Then we're going to talk about, actually, I switched this. I think the lab work, I switched at the last minute. We were going to talk about tax time, but nobody really wants to talk about taxes, to be honest. We're going to talk about social media. So that lab work actually is a little switch. I got to switch that up. And then the consult. How do you balance real life responsibility with your creator goals? This was a question that came up in our 360 Gold membership, which is our mastermind level membership. And I want to make sure we address that because you're probably not the only person that's ever felt like you can't seem to keep the two things going, your creative life and then the real life, professional, relational, family. I mean, I'm literally like showing this right now, honestly, going live from my mother-in-law's house. Like I'm showing you that, hey, real life came in. I wanted to stay in the studio, but we needed to take care of business. We need to take care of our family. Family comes first, which meant I had to take some time out and get out of the studio and come up here. So this is an example of where I've had to balance my real life responsibilities with my creator responsibilities and taking care of this community. So I hope this is an example by leading by example that yeah, sometimes things come up and you have to take care of things. So again, I hope you can hear me okay. Manuel, I see you saying it was great. This probably means that you can hear me okay because obviously I was asking a question. So please, if there's any technical issues throughout this live stream, let me know. This is not my normal setup. Hopefully the microphone is literally just coming straight from my laptop. So hopefully you can hear me okay. It doesn't sound too, scratchy. You can make out everything I'm saying. And if it's too low, let me know. I'll try to adjust it. But hopefully StreamYard is taking care of us as that's our platform that we're using. I love this. I'm taking this weekend with the wife. Beautiful. See, this is what I'm talking about. I love how this community focuses on family, and I'm trying to exhibit that. And as soon as I jump off, we got to go take care of some situations and take some patients to the doctor. And that's what I'm going to be doing. Oh, yeah. And our prescriptions will be about the fall accelerator, which again, I'm super excited about. I think you're going to love this once I share what it's all about. But let's get right into it. I want to make sure I don't keep you waiting. As I mentioned, we always want to say thank you to all of our faith-focused creators that are a member of our 360 membership. I wish I could show you guys the inside every time, but it is just growing by leaps and bounds. I think we have, at last count, 71 members of the 360 membership. It's algorithm free, discipline specific discussions for musicians, for authors, our tools and tricks, which I'll share discounts from time to time on different software things that will help you grow your creative brand. Your prayer and spiritual encouragement there. Our workshops are housed there. All of our trainings, including the one we just did with Shanna Davis on how to create a corporate style offer that can get you paid in the 6 and 5 figures without changing your niche. Like that was mind blowing, y'all. Just that alone, joining for less than $20 a month, and you could get a workshop on how to make 5 figures with an offer without changing your entire creative persona. I mean, come on. So, but that's just why I believe you should get there. So if you want to find out anything about that or join us, including in the Fall Accelerator, which I'll tell you about in a minute, just go to godandgigs.com/membership. Manuel's already there. Camille's already there. Simone's already there. Charmaine's already there. Oh my gosh, so many names that could pop out of my head, but basically everybody that has been sharing there, Aisha and our gold program, they would love to welcome you into the membership because again, we're just finding out more and more of the power of community. And let's keep moving. And I mentioned I welcomed our new 360 creators. I mentioned Manuel, you're here. Who else has been joined? Aisha joined from the Accelerator to the Gold program. Welcome, Aisha. She is here. You know what? I'm going to do this. I always go back and forth whether I should play around and mess around with the actual app. I just feel like anytime I start talking about members, y'all don't believe me until y'all see it. So let's just take a quick look and let's actually welcome these folks because I know I've welcomed them a couple times, but I want to welcome them again. So hopefully you guys can see that and you can see there, let's go newest. So now we're inside the membership. Say hello to Donnie, who's a new creator here, Camille, who's new here, Manuel, who just joined us. Claudette has been here for a while, but she's listed here as well. Nye, great to see you again. So Nye is one of our new members. Now, these folks here have been here a little bit, but Leanne Lailakaba has a membership of her own and an amazing platform. I'm literally reading her book right now, but she's also a member of our community. Dre Marshall just released a book. Like, look, I'm just telling you that these are the folks that you want to be around. And as you can see, not just our top people, I want to say, well, these are people who are probably like the most active, I guess you could say. But then you go down here, you can see all the different members. I'm just so excited to have them as a member of our team and a member of our community. So I want you to see that real quick. Okay, let me get back to what we were talking about. Now, after we get into our creators, I want to make sure that we talk about, ta-da, I should have done a drum roll for that. I really should have done a drum roll, some kind of drum roll. The creators battle. Y'all, this was a battle to get the creators battle out. I mean, the enemy was fighting me, man. I'm very honest. Like, it was really starting to feel like, I was going to struggle to even get another YouVersion devotional out. Things kept happening, things with the thumbnail, things were getting it editing. I didn't necessarily like the way the formatting went on the last one, so I was getting kind of nervous. But it is finally here. I've been able to keep our goal of at least getting one devotional out every single month. And so if you don't know, the YouVersion app is the Bible app. Bible.com literally is where you go to the YouVersion app. And this is available now on all platforms in terms of YouVersion mobile and the YouVersion app. So you can go to godandgifts.com/YouVersion to see all of our pages. I believe I've already set up an individual page for this. I'm actually not sure. So I'm going to have to look and make sure that I have this available also as a URL. So you can go straight to the Creators Battle. But if you go to godandgeeks.com/YouVersion, you'll see all of our plans. Now, here's what we're doing for the Creators Battle. Next Monday, the 29th, I have my personal reading group. I've also been blessed to see that my church is also going to be reading this together. So there's actually two groups. If you want to form your own group and you don't want to join my group because maybe you're not a friend of mine on YouVersion, that's kind of like, but you have to be a friend that I can invite you. And I have invited about 150 people. So that's all the people that can go in my reading group. But you could form your own reading group, okay? So I don't want you to feel like if you don't join a God and Gigs community reading group on YouVersion that you can't read with us from Monday through Friday. And if you just, let me make sure I cover this because I'm going to talk about this a little more. But the whole point of this is winning the inner battle for your art, your creative spirit, your heart. You are facing enemies, procrastination, delay, doubt, fear, and all of these are weapons that the enemy is using against you to keep you from performing and creating what God created you to make and to put into the world. And a lot of times these battles are not people outside telling you can't do it. It might be. But most of these battles are right here in between your ears and in your heart. And if we can defeat that battle or we can win that battle, you will see yourself being the most fulfilled, the most courageous, the most ready to go out there and do what God gifted you to do. And I'm getting messages even today from people who say they're struggling to hear God's voice, to be confident in what God called them to do. And that's an inner battle that you got to win. We're going to talk about this a lot more in our vital signs, but I want to keep it moving. So please go check us out, godandgeeks.com/YouVersion. Quickest way to see all of our plans, but this is the newest one that's out. And I'm super excited about our Fall Creator Accelerator. As I mentioned, we did this in the summer. We had 5 amazing students who started new YouTube pages, who got serious about their books, who got serious about their calling, who got serious about their memberships, and they made amazing progress. They followed through. They had groups meeting every week, helping them to make sure they figured out things, people to bounce ideas off of. They weren't creatively isolated. They were making sure that every step they had the clarity, they had the leverage, they had the encouragement to try an experiment, then they had the authority, and then finally they were able to reinvest into the very same thing that they started with. This is what the clear process is. And if you join us for this, and let me get this out so you guys can join us, this is going to go from October 6th through November 17th. So it will be done before Thanksgiving. This was super important to me because I knew if we start something now, can't go into the holidays, everybody's going to be in Thanksgiving mode, everyone's going to be in Halloween mode. But at the same time, I said, it's just not right for us to spend the last quarter of the year and not focus on getting our goals. Maybe there's some goals that you have for 2025 that you didn't reach. Maybe there's some books that you wanted to write. Maybe there are some YouTube pages that you wanted to launch, a podcast you wanted to start, and you just didn't get to it in the in the summer or in the spring or in the winter of 2025. And you're like, it's not going to happen. Don't think that way. You can make this happen in 8 weeks, but you need encouragement. You need people around you, and you need a strategy. This is what we do in the Creative Accelerator. We take 8 weeks and we get serious about your one goal, and we help you hone in on that one goal to make you get major progress and major acceleration. And one thing I'll always say about the accelerator, it means what it says. If you don't get to the goal, you're still going to move 100 times faster toward the goal than if you didn't join the accelerator. So I highly recommend you jump in. Again, this starts October 6th. And a little bonus for those of you who joined today, I did this before and I can't believe I did it. But if you join today, and I'll pay attention, I won't give you a special code or anything. I'm just going to pay attention. If you join today, I will throw in not one, not two, not three, but four one-on-one sessions. Why do I say one-on-one sessions are because each one of these, honestly, those four, and I don't like to talk about the money like it's a big deal, but those four together should be over $1,000. But I will give all of them to you free because I've seen the power of just getting in the room and working on your goals individually. So if you join us today for this one call and you send me an email and you're like, hey, Alan, I want to join, or you jump in and I see your email, I see you joined today, you will get four. Normally you only get one. Okay, let me just be clear. Normally you only get one creator session, creative clarity session, which I walked you through how I've built up my own career, how I've built multiple podcasts, multiple musical streams, multiple memberships, all based on the clear methodology. So if you want that, if you want to get out of your own way, if you want to get out of your own head and get accelerated into progress, you need to join us, okay? So I'll talk more about that later, but that is now open. If you don't join, you can't complain that I didn't tell you anything, okay? Oh man, I'm gonna just bring up this note real quick. Thank you so much, Manuel. I appreciate that. I just want to say thank you, and I'm so proud of you. Wow, that means a lot to me. God is doing a work in this. God is using you, man. You have no idea how much that means to me. Like, I hear like in the patio sweating, trying to keep this going, knowing that I got to go inside and take care of my in-laws and make sure everybody's good. So that means a lot to know that you see God in this. And so yeah, please forgive all the sweat because it is definitely hot out here. But this was the coolest place or the most quiet place I could go to continue to do this. So thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate it. All right. But we do need to jump into our first section, which is our vital signs. So let me go ahead and pull up that stinger and we'll go into our first segment. All right, give me a second to pull that down. All right, you guys. And again, like I said, I apologize. I'm probably gonna look like I went to the gym in a second because it is, it's nice and cool, but it's also, woo, it's still in South Florida. Let me just tell y'all for real. In South Florida, summer is all year round. Like we're gonna have 80 degrees at Christmas. Okay, so I don't know why I thought in any same time of day that I should wear long sleeves and that I wasn't gonna pay for it. So if I start sweating, it's not because I'm in trouble. All right, it's because it's just middle of the day in the summer out in my family's patio. So let's talk about why you must win the battle for your creative life, the inner battle. And I really want to talk directly to you, so I want to make sure I'm looking directly at the camera. I don't want to be staring around like trying to like look sideways. I want to look directly at the camera so you guys get my heart on this. The reason why you must win the battle for your creative life, and I want to be very clear about this, it may seem like that's kind of hyperbole. It may seem like I'm trying to make it really like, this is so important. Let's make sure we get rid of this. Sorry, I just realized, make sure I'm not sharing twice. There we go. The reason why this is so important is because I believe that God has placed something inside each one of us as his children. The Bible says he has put eternity in the hearts of men. So I believe that means that he's put something of us that understands that there's something eternal, something that is beyond us in every single person, whether they believe in God or not. They just get it. Like there's more to life than this, right? That's that whole feeling like where people want to believe in whatever they want to believe in, the universe, whatever. Everybody wants significance. They don't want to believe that this life is all there is and then everything is done. So they'll believe in whatever they want to believe in, but they want to believe that their life has meaning and purpose. And for us as creators and creatives that God blessed us with a certain gift, we know this, which is why there's a battle going on in your mind, probably right now, over the things that you literally have been gifted to do. This is one of the biggest struggles I've seen for all of the creators that have gone through 360 or been a part of our community. It's that they know they've been given a certain gift, and yet they question if they're supposed to use that gift or how to use that gift or whether they are qualified to have it. There is like this instant kind of self-doubt, imposter syndrome, or, I don't want to call it all the different phrases, but it's just a spirit of fear, usually. And here's why it's so important that you must win that inner battle, because you don't know what's on the other side of that fear. You don't know what's on the other side of that procrastination. It's the same as Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. It's the same as Moses and the Red Sea, Daniel in the lion's den. You can name all the different obstacles where men and women of God came up against an obstacle. David and Goliath, where they had to face the moment where here's the obstacle, here's the mountain right in front of me. What am I going to do? Am I going to turn around? Am I going to shrink back? Or am I going to face the fear and move forward? And the fact is that if you do not go forward, there are people, including yourself, who will be worse off. Let's just imagine that before, let's pick Michelangelo, just another artist that, a lot of people have heard of. Let's imagine that for some reason he didn't feel he was worthy or didn't have the capacity to paint the Sistine Chapel or create the Statue of David. Let's imagine that the finances weren't there for any of those projects, for Leonardo da Vinci, let's pick someone more recent. Let's pick a pop star. Let's say the Whitney Houstons of the world. Let's pick any of the composers, the John Williams of the world, Star Wars, and all the other amazing scores that he's written. Let's pick someone in your area, right? Imagine the person that I wouldn't say idolize, that's the wrong word. It's definitely not idolize, but you hold in high esteem. The person that you love, that you follow, that you believe is an incredible example for you. Imagine if they got stuck on the other side of this inner battle and they let procrastination, fear, and doubt stop them. Where would your creative life be if those people who inspire you let the inner battle defeat them? If they let distraction, procrastination, doubt, fear, if they let those things beat them, where would your creative career be right now? You see, all of us depend on others to win this battle, because if we don't have our mentors or our teachers, if we don't have people who inspire us and they lose, then we lose. This is exactly what will happen if you don't win the inner battle for your creative life, because there are people you inspire, there's creative gifts that you are supposed to share. And if you don't get to the other side of it, you lose and they lose. I love putting this in the context of other people, because sometimes we treat ourselves and our own goals. I've been in a seminar all week with another workshop with another great mentor. And I love what he shared, because he really put it to us. Like, he really said, like, hey, you are the one in your own way. And if you think that, what was the phrase? If you hate the price of winning, you're going to really hate the price of regret. And that regret could be not pushing forward with your goals and your creative dreams because of your own insecurities here. And God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So when I'm speaking to you, of course, I'm speaking to you about the devotional that I wrote, but I'm also speaking directly to you about your individual career, your individual gifting that's from God. It's up to you to find out how to win this battle, to get the weapons in place so that you can beat back those forces that will keep you from your legitimate place as a creative, born and purposed to bring good things into the world. Ephesians 2:10 says, we are his workmanship. We are God's workmanship, put together for good works. And I love the fact that good works is not just, you know, evangelism. Good works is actually good works. Doing good work for your community, doing good work in your business, doing good work as an artist, doing good work as a creator. It's literally the title and the meaning of that phrase. It does not mean it's super spiritual. Colossians tells us that in all things we should give glory to God. Whether we eat or drink, we do it all to the glory of God, not unto man. So everything we do, we give it to God. And that means that the good works that we do, when the Bible says, let your light shine before men, so that men may see your good works, those good works are the reason why you have to win this battle. Those good works are the reasons why you can't let defeat come into your heart and your spirit when it comes to, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I can't balance my creative life. People won't respect me, people won't follow me, people won't listen. Look, all that could be true in the natural and the individual moments, but that doesn't mean that you've lost the battle. You only lose the battle when you refuse to follow and be obedient to the calling God has put on your life to step forward with something. So I've said a lot. I really just, that was from my heart. That was not from notes or anything like that. I just really wanted you to hear my heart that this matters. That if I had let the battle, my inner battle of feeling like I wasn't worthy to be a podcaster, worthy to be a creative mentor coach, worthy to be a live streamer, worthy to be a musician, worthy to be a worship musician. Manuel, I know you can speak to many of these issues right now in terms of what you share with your communities. This is where the rubber meets the road. Again, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So it's either you're being defeated and you are giving into the spirit of fear and not operating in love, power, and a sound mind, or you are overcoming and you are operating in love and power and a sound mind. So we talk about that in our new devotional. Once again, if you want to check that out, you want to go to godandgeeks.com/YouVersion. All of the different devotionals we've shared are there, including the Creator's Battle. But hopefully that blessed you. I see right here, this is such a blessing. Once again, Manuel Allen just started the Creator's Battle with my worship team at church, and 5 people are in. Thank you, my brother. This is amazing. I am so thankful for you, man. And everybody that's watching on replay, by the way, I don't want to leave you out. Even if I didn't pop up your comments, please share in the comments. What battle are you trying to win right now? I would love to see this because I didn't really talk about this at the beginning. I want to make sure it's not a monologue. What battle are you trying to win in your inner creative life? This means maybe against fear, doubt, feeling insecure, feeling like nobody cares, trying to balance things. There's an inner battle going on in every single creator. And so knowing which battle you're fighting will help me make sure that the resources are there, even as we write more devotionals and materials and share things inside the community. All right. Awesome, guys. I think we're on time. So we're going to go ahead into our next section, which is called our lab work. And once again, I switched it up. So give me a second to get this just notes ready. And let's wait, where is it? Here we go. Thank you, guys. And remember, everything's different because I'm not in my studio, so I'm trying to keep everything ready and keep the sweat off my brow. So let me get into the next stinger and our lab work. All right, let's talk about this. This is literally a last minute change because as you saw on my introduction, I was going to talk about taxes and I was like, I don't really want to talk about taxes right now as much as I probably should because it is coming around the last segment of the year. So we'll save that for next live stream. But I really wanted to talk about this because this is literally something that affected me this week. And I know it affects a lot of us. And it's the dreaded social media situation. I had a meeting with some of our local South Florida keyboardists this last Monday. It was super cool. Just keyboard players. Yeah, we're kind of nerdy and we started talking about keys and Nords and Korg and all this stuff. And, there might have been some gossip about some other bass players. I apologize. Okay, I'm sorry. We shouldn't do that. But, keyboard players, we tend to be like we have our own little mindset. And so we do, kind of get snarky. Forgive us, please forgive us. We are snarky people. Like I don't know keyboards who isn't snarky. Just in some way they have like some snark. I don't know why we do that. So we were talking at this meetup of South Florida keyboard players, and one of the things that came up is they asked me, "Do you feel like every musician has to be on social media now? Is every musician and creator have to be content creator?" And I was like, yes and no. And I would love to know your comments as you're sharing here, even in the replay, guys, as you're watching. Do you feel like every creator needs to be a on social media? Does every creator have to have the content wheel rolling? Maybe you disagree. I was like yes and no. Here's why I said yes and no. And this is what goes into this particular fast that I just finished. And I don't like to share about fasts, publicly. Again, it's biblically speaking, you're not really supposed to talk about it, but I thought this would affect you guys, so I was going to be transparent. So I feel yes and no because can you have a career as a musician and creator without social media? Of course. There are plenty of people I know that have no social media presence, and they are amazing creators and are having incredible careers. And there's others who have mastered social media as a marketing tool and a community building tool. And so they do share on social media all the time, and they're really good at it. So it's not like a either or. But here's the thing that I realized midway of last week. I was getting super just my mental health was suffering because of all the social media stuff. And I'm not going to mention any events. We all just know life has been crazy recently. And I just felt before even any events happened in our nation that social media was getting way too much of my attention. And so I agreed to already long term. I'd already said I needed to take a break. And this was like a good time. I was like, okay, Lord, 3 days. I'm just turning everything off, focusing on you. And again, this is like a transparent thing. I know I'm sharing it on social media for everybody. But I decided to go on a fast, which included social media and some other things. And so I deleted everything off my phone. And here's the thing. Maybe you noticed that I was still posting. And you might have said, well, he's still online because he's still posting on LinkedIn. I still posting on Instagram probably. And I think, yeah, Facebook. Okay. So there were still posts going out, but I wasn't literally, I deleted my phone and I did not even open this um, on my desktop. So the way I did that without ever having to do that was by scheduling my post in advance through an app we call Meet Edgar. And so the reason why I'm mentioning this is because maybe you too have felt so burned out. You want to get off the apps. You want to focus on your creative work and you don't want to focus on marketing and keeping everything always on, oh, who said this? Who said that? Respond to this, reply to this. Like you don't want that anymore. If that's you, just put yes in the comments, okay? Because I would love to know this if this is you. If you're tired of posting on social media or not necessarily posting, but just being there all the time, I was I was blown away by how much clarity of mind I had when I was not on social media. And as a creator, that is priceless. To be able to not be thinking about social media and to really have like the freedom to just, oh, you know what? I'm just going to focus on how do I build more income streams for my creative work? How do I build up this podcast? What should I do for this particular book? Which I'm writing, right? I'm working on all these devotionals. So my clarity, my sleep, everything was better. So I am 100%. I don't want to put these apps back on my phone, but I do still need to connect with our community, right? So here's where Meet Edgar comes in. And Meet Edgar is a tool that helps me to keep posting it. This is the coolest thing about Meet Edgar. If you ever heard of Meet Edgar, let me know by raising your hand. If you don't, then tell me, no, never heard of it. Okay. So I would love to hear about it. So if you never heard of Meet Edgar, it's called Meetedgar, Meet Edgar. And it's a tool that not only, like a lot of other tools, do post and help you schedule your posts, but this one is different in that it pulls up old posts and keeps them in rotation. So a post I did 3 months ago that was really good that shares a particular podcast episode will pop back up because we all know the algorithm does not show you everything. Are you hearing me here? I hope you guys are hearing me because I'm checking my mic to make sure everybody can hear me. You know the algorithm does not show all of your posts. So why is it that we get so bent out of shape when people only like it 2 times? Well, it's because the algorithm only showed it to a few people. But if you post it again, there's a possibility more people see it. If you post it again with a different caption, maybe more people see it. And our, our friends in corporate lands post the same commercial hundreds of thousands of times. So creators, we have to use whatever tools we can to not get weary in our promotion and marketing and sharing, because again, that's kind of like your competition is people who share things over and over again. It just takes time. I'll never forget, even our summer accelerator, someone mentioned they had been following me for a long time. They'd been seeing my post. They finally decided to join the accelerator after like a certain email message hit them after a long time of following me. This is what you guys could be taking advantage of with a tool like Me Edgar. So here's what I want to tell you about. And again, this is only for a limited time, but I figure, you know what, let me share this. Let me see if I have it. If I don't have the actual app, I'm going to go ahead and share the toolkit anyway, because I know it's in the toolkit. So in godlygeeks.com/toolkit, you'll find a link for Meet Edgar. If you click on that right now, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the comments, just in case you guys are watching now and I want you to see it. And then I'll also put it as a banner. So go to godlygeeks.com/Meet Edgar. You guys always know I end up typing things on the same day. I don't know why this happens to me every time. Go to godlygeeks.com/Meet Edgar right now through, I believe it's through October, and use the code BIZ40. That is BIZ40. Okay, now keep this between us. But if you use that code just for my community, you get 40% off. And this is really key. I want to make sure I say it right. If I get it wrong, forgive me. Any of your billing statements, which means if you do annual, you get 40% off the annual the very first time. Now, if you do monthly, you may only get 40% off the first month. So if I'm getting that wrong, let me know, because I want to make sure I got those things right. I read the terms a couple of times and I was afraid I was going to get it wrong. Okay, but once again, godlygeeks.com/Meet Edgar, and then the code is BIZ40. And you save, again, 40% off your first payment, which if you do annual is equal to 40% off the year, which is huge savings for you. And once you use the platform, you realize, oh my gosh, I don't have to post all the time. I can post things and then say, keep this in rotation every 3 months, 4 months, bring this back up. And you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel because you get this huge content. I have 300 podcast episodes that are evergreen. They're not old. Now, if it's about Christmas or about a specific thing, then I tell it, hey, stop it at this time. You can actually tell it to stop at certain times. But this was a lifesaver during my fast because I didn't have to think about posting. I could simply go and take my break, and then posts were coming back up. People were engaging with them. Things that they had not seen before, did not know existed, showed up. And I'm going to do the same thing with the current assets I have now. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to share them. So I would love to give you like a tutorial of that. If you're interested in a tutorial on Meet Edgar, let me know. I don't think I've seen a lot of that online. And I'm a huge fan of it, so I'm willing to share it with you. And let me know if you're interested in that in the comments. And especially those of you who are on 360 who are watching later, please let me know, because I can definitely do this in our Creator Resource Center. We have a tools and tech circle inside 360 where I already shared this deal, where they can find the link right away. That's why it's good to be in 360, because you don't have to go looking for it. But if you guys are interested in a tutorial on Meet Edgar and you want me to walk you through it and how I use it for 4 different accounts. I've used it for as many as 20. I kind of backed off, honestly, because it was getting a little crazy. But this was something, again, that has blessed me for years, because I don't have to repost things. It reposts for me and keeps the content in constant circulation, as well as my new content, and it actually pulls it in. It can do it automatically. A lot of stuff it can do. But anyway, that's how I avoided posting during a social media fast and still was able to post, because I had automation through Meet Edgar. All right. All right, we got 2 more segments to go. We're going really well, and then I'll be headed out. By the way, if you're watching live, please say hi. I noticed some of you are checking out. If you're away from your keyboard, I get it. I'm never gonna push and oh my gosh, you gotta comment, you gotta share. Although I do want you to share, I do want you to subscribe, I do want you to post, I do want you to make yourself known and let me know where you're watching from, how you found us, if you're watching for the first time. The comment section is always, always a blessing to me, okay? But if you're just watching and not being able to check in because you're watching at work or can't engage, cool. I just want to let you know I see you and I appreciate you joining us. All right, let's jump into our consult. All right. This is again, I am literally coming to you, as you might have heard me say before. I'm coming to you from my family's home. As you can see, you probably hear the mic is not, my perfect mic. It is literally just me going live on a laptop. Thank God the internet's been working fine. But this is a perfect example of where I've had to balance real life with my creative goals. My goal has been to go live every single Friday, except when I'm traveling or, for family situations like this. And I just realized that, hey, since I am here, since I do have my laptop, and since my family is giving me the latitude to hang out a little bit and just get this done, I am going to be able to balance my creator responsibility to this group while still honoring my family and making sure that I can take care of our folks who just have procedures and things like that. That might be you, or like someone in our 360 gold group, you might be facing a new career change that's requiring you to go back to school. And you're like, how do I manage keeping up with all the new responsibilities, whether it's motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood, just getting married, new home, new job, all the different things that can happen in your life. And yet, that, like we talked about at the beginning, the battle is, God put something on the inside of you, even if you're not even sure of it, you kind of feel like you should be pursuing this thing. And now you got to balance out real life with your creative life. And by the way, I'm going to be very honest with you. That's where the problem lies, is that we do try to divide our creative passions from our real life. And I do feel to a degree that's a disservice to both your real life and your creative life. Your creative goals may have to take a back seat at time, but it's never insignificant. And I think that's where we forget that God put these things on the inside of us. And while we should never become, someone that idolizes your creative goals, and you should always put them on the altar for God to consider, hey, do I really need to do this? David, I was very clear, had his priorities where he was a man after God's own heart because he was willing to put literally his wife and children on the altar and say, hey, let's kidnap these folks. Should I pursue the people, the kidnappers? For David to ask God that, like, what are you talking about? Of course you should go after it. But he asked God at every turn, is this what I should do? So I appreciate those of you who are asking God, hey, should I even pursue this? This is not working out. We talked about last week or 2 weeks ago about Tabitha Brown and her comment about how people should go sometimes get a real job, a full-time job to supplement their creative entrepreneurship because things ain't working out. You're not selling. Well, I am one of those people who had to sit on the fence and say, well, should I even keep this if it's not financially blessing me right now? And that is a balance of real life versus your creative goals. But I think to really help us, let's talk about it in a different way. How can you find a way to see this as one big pie? Your creative goals and your real life all fit together versus thinking of one against the other. Instead of thinking either or, think both and. How can you have a real life that has all these things and operate as a creator? What does life look like? Like we've said for many times, a creator lifestyle, which means you don't necessarily need to be making full-time income from your creative gifts to have a creator lifestyle. Maybe your creator lifestyle right now just involves writing on the weekends, writing when you can, singing when you want. It might be the creator lifestyle has a lot of other responsibilities that you take care of, and yet there is a creator component in your lifestyle which ebbs and flows with the seasons, but is never absent. And that's what I would advocate to anyone that's worrying about balancing, because there's no such thing as balance, right? There's rhythm. We talked about this. If you read our creator newsletter, this is what I wrote for everyone. That rhythm is really the goal, that sometimes your heart beats fast when you're running fast, and sometimes your heart beats slow when you're sleeping. But That's not balance, that's rhythm. The rhythm of your life requires certain pace in certain areas. Sometimes, like I said this last week, require no social media. Sometimes it's heavy social media. Sometimes it's going to be heavy into writing. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes, as I said, family will take precedence and this will take a back seat. But it's a rhythm of life that we take on, not a perfect balance. So if the rhythm of your life is switching toward more of you need to focus on your professional life, your creative life is going to take a back seat for a moment. That does not mean you're no longer a creator. It just means that you are shifting and adjusting to the season. The Bible says for everything there is a season under heaven and a time for every purpose under heaven. That might be one of these purposes, but you got to seek him and remember it's not either or. Again, I'm taking a lot of stuff from the seminar I've been watching recently on one of our mentors. Again, I love this stuff. He talks about two doors versus one door. And he said he followed a mentor that said, hey, not everything is a one size fits all, one option, and there's no other option. There's two options a lot of times that we don't see. And I like to say there's always a third option that you don't see. So we got to be willing to look at the third option of things and say, why am I thinking of this as only real life, creative life? Is there a way that these two can intersect and blend together? And that's what I would love for you to pray about before you assume that you have to go one way or the other. Now, this has been blessing you, and you want to find more about how to balance these different areas of your creative life, or shouldn't say that, make a rhythm of it. I would suggest going to godandgeeks.com/quiz. This is where we have our creator mindset quiz. This has been a blessing to a lot of folks. Okay, so what they do is you go in and you decide or figure out by answering these questions which of these 5 kinds of creator mindsets are you, I won't say stuck in, but are you currently in? You could be the corporate creative. You might be the conflicted creative. You might be the complicated creative right now. You might be the closet creative right now, right? Or you might be the complete creative. All 5 of these are a possible place where you're at, but you won't know where you're at until you take the quiz. So I've just explained a lot right now about what some people might call the characteristics I'm explaining right now. Probably go into the complicated creative, okay? Like, so if you're feeling like things are complicated, you're not alone. But take this quiz to see if that's where you land. Then as you take the quiz, you can say, wait. And then after the quiz, I send you a lot of resources that you can use to start to navigate this. Oh, if I'm a complicated creative, here are the steps I should take. Here's the books I might want to read. Here are the things I might want to do to help me to make sure that complicated creativity doesn't become my permanent mindset. We want everybody to move from complicated to complete. Okay, not conflicted, not closet, and even those of us who feel like we're corporate, who are in the corporate space, there's nothing wrong with the corporate creatives. It's just someplace that also comes with conflict as well. So I want to help you with that. So godandgeeks.com/quiz. All right, we are almost done. I don't know where the time went. It was good to see. I saw Manuel checked in one more time right there. He's listening from Salt Lake City. Man, great to see that we have people all over the country joining us. I'm down here in South Florida. Again, super hot, so forgive the sweat that's coming off and the fact that I probably look like I'm going to the gym next. But we're going to go ahead and finish this up with our prescriptions. And I have my special little stinger for prescriptions, which I don't know why this makes me so happy, just because it's a slightly different one. And I made it myself, so I'm kind of happy about that too. All right, here we go. And I hope this has been blessing you, because again, this was a call I didn't know I would be able to make. And we made it, and I'm super happy that we went through with it. All right, so our prescriptions for today. Let's make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. So our prescription for today is sign up for the Fall Creator Accelerator. And I explained earlier why that is. Our Summer Accelerator, and I have some testimonials from that I should have posted, should have told you about. I didn't have time to pull them up, but I will make sure to email them to you if you're on our newsletter, so you can hear what people experienced during the Summer Accelerator. But our Fall Accelerator, again, is going to be twice as good. Why? Because I believe we can get twice as many people, and those people are going to bless each other. But of course, we can only go to 12 people total, and then we stop. And remember, today is the bonus day. Maybe I might extend it to Sunday. I'm not going to make any promises. I want to see people move fast right now. So I'm just going to say right now that if you don't take it out, and I can't promise it till Sunday, okay? But this is your chance to jump in to our Fall Accelerator and get 4 bonus sessions with me and Creator Clarity sessions where I can walk you through our clear methodology, our clear procedure, which is gaining clarity, gaining leverage with your current assets and your ownership of your creative work, and then experimenting and growing in your efficiency, then absolutely owning your authority so that you don't ever feel like you don't belong in certain circles, so that you can speak up with confidence, and then finally learning how to reinvest and reinvent yourself every time you go through the cycle. You can actually reinvent yourself and create a whole new area that you can work in terms of your clear method and your clear creative life. Okay, that's what clear stands for. Again, I'm sharing it because I honestly didn't share it before the Summer Accelerator. It was the first time I wrote that back in 2019, and it's the first time I ever brought it out. And the power that that methodology had was crazy. So I'm like, oh, like I said, part of me said I'm not going to do that again. But then I said, yeah, you know what? We need to do that again. And so I'm telling you, this is your chance to get in to the Fall Accelerator. Remember that I am giving you guys access to the app that we have, our Guiding Gigs 360 app, which is only right now for members, but you get access just by joining the accelerator. So you join one program, but you get access to the app basically for life. Okay. You never get kicked off the app. Once you're a member, always remember. Obviously, we're going to ask you if you want to join up, check in with us and have more access, more of the things, but you'll get access to the app right away. Not only that, you get 8 bonus creator sessions with the group. So that means every week you're meeting with our group, you're getting feedback, encouragement, you're getting prayer, you're getting connection with other creators who are saying, yeah, I'm getting serious about my progress right now. I want this done before 2025 is over. I do not want to go into 2026 with another goal that I didn't achieve. This is what I feel like so many of us get stuck in. We're like, oh, I didn't do it in January, February, March, April, May. I guess it's not going to happen this year. I guess Christmas is coming. I can't do it. Don't get stuck in that, you guys. There's still time. I shortened this honestly from 10 weeks to 8 weeks to make sure we'll be done before Thanksgiving. But I believe we can get you done with that goal. We can get you highly motivated and highly advanced and highly accelerated toward that goal. So even if you say, oh, you know, it's a 2026 goal, you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% done so that you are no longer feeling like you didn't get anything done in 2025. This is really your call for those of you who put off a goal all year long and you didn't take advantage of the rest of the year. Guess what? With people on your side, with creators that know what you want to know and grow the way that you want to grow, with that on your side, you can do this. And oh, by the way, I haven't mentioned the price. This is really, as I'm looking around, and I'm not trying to compare. I don't want to be like, you know, hopefully you guys are hearing the barking now, get the dogs come up. I don't like to brag or push my prices in terms of, oh, well, it's so much cheaper than everybody else, because obviously I don't want that to be the case. I don't want to be super cheap and you think that I don't really care about my work. I do. But what I do care about is you. And this is honestly what I said when I started doing these accelerators. What if I did a 4 or 5 figure accelerator at a 3 figure price? What if I kept it so affordable that people got the gold medal treatment, but only at bronze medal prices? What would that look like? And that's honestly what I did with this, because I know, and I'm being very transparent with y'all right now, I know that this is worth way more, and I'm probably seriously underpricing it, but it's worth it if I see the results that I saw in the first Summer Accelerator for you. If you are now confident, if you're moving forward with your creative gift, that you're no longer stuck and you are feeling like God is really giving you that green light to move forward with it, and you have the people behind you and your back, and there's just nothing like setting a deadline and getting people behind you and saying, hey, this is going to happen. You don't have time to waste. Like, this is not a year-long program, to be straight up with you, for a reason, because a year gives you time to kind of like slack off. This is not that. This is not your slack off time. This is your get serious time. So only if you're serious and you want to save a ton of money, because I cannot keep these prices like this much longer, y'all, because I keep looking around. I'm like, there are people who may think this is not that good because I'm keeping it super, super, super affordable, but I don't want you to miss out on it. And if it does increase in price, I want to make sure that the people who did benefit got in before the prices went up. So that's why I'm keeping it down for you guys, because I believe in your vision and I believe in the goals that we can achieve with you in the next 8 weeks. But you have to jump in. And again, right now, 4 sessions, 4 creator clarity sessions, along with the group accountability, along with a creator crash course, which gives you 12 answers to the obstacles that everyone faces, our trainings on 30-day quick cash, a 30-day fast cash kind of accelerator to get you a product that you can quickly get on the market. If it be a product, an album, if it's a live stream, whatever that can actually create income for you, which could basically pay for the entire thing, that's going to be accessible to you. Like, I basically opened up the entire thing, except for the only thing that's left out of this, honestly, is the ongoing coaching. So it's almost like you get the gold level of the coaching without having to join Guiding Gigs 360 Gold. For 8 weeks, you get everything else. Okay. So, and by the way, I did offer, even inside the membership, sometimes I gave a little extra. So I'm not even giving, but I had to stop there for now, because otherwise it would just sound like I'm giving away the farm for everything. And you don't have to do anything at all. You do have to do something. Okay. You got to stay remaining in the program if you want to get some of the other things. But I pray that as you're watching this, if you're interested in this, let me know right away by putting accelerator in the comments. Okay. Because even if I don't see you come up in godandgigs.com/fall 2025, if I don't see your comment, make sure that you put accelerator in it, because that will tell me, oh, people are ready, and I will try to save a space for you. But again, we start October 6th. All right, my friends, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for everyone that joined live. Those of you who are watching on replay, thank you guys as well. I'm so glad I got this in. I was nervous about going in, but I went ahead and did it. Oh, I almost forgot. I always forget this every time. I think I'm pointing in the right direction. If you're saying, hey, I just want to support you, I'm not going to necessarily buy anything right now. I'm not going to be joining the accelerator, but I want to support God and Gigs. I love what you just shared. I love how you poured into the community. I love how you poured from scripture. I love how you connected the dots between your spiritual life and your creative life. If that blessed you, please, right here, there is a QR code. You can scan this with your phone, whatever device you have, and you can give to God and Gigs. This takes you to a site where you can simply go to godandgigs.com/give. That's where it takes you to. You can donate any amount. This is just if you want to bless, you want to put some seed in good ground. We've been here since 2015, you guys, and I'm not going to lie to you. There are days where I had that same battle. I had that same fear where I was like, I should give this up. This is not making money. This is not doing well. This is, I don't know if I even really that makes sense here, where I'm sharing with Christian creators how to live better lives from the inside out by applying timeless spiritual principles to temporary creative problems. I show up on other webinars and other places where I'm not in a Christian atmosphere. And I'm like, did they really even want me here? But this is where I know God has called me, and this is the battle that I will continue to fight, and I'll continue to win, because I know you're worth it, your dreams are worth it, your goals are worth it. And so that's why, if you believe in the same thing that I believe in, giving a little bit will make a huge difference in just blessing us individually, blessing us corporately as a community, and to be honest with you, blessing you, because you know you're giving to a good cause and good ground where God is being edified and glorified, and we're trying to edify the saints to bless as creative kingdom carriers. All right. I think that's it. I'm right at 1 hour. Got to get ready to head off to some appointments and be the Uber. So, but it's again, thank you for putting up with. I hope this was not too crazy. Not hearing my normal mic, not getting my normal background, and seeing me again, sweating in the 90 degrees up South Florida. But this was fun. It really blessed me. And remember, we're here every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching on replay, let me know you watched on replay. This always blesses me to let me know that the algorithm is paying attention. It's sending this out to people to be blessed throughout the time after. This lives on YouTube, lives on LinkedIn, doesn't live on Facebook. That's why we're not big fans of Facebook, because Facebook takes it down, whatever. But yeah, if you want to keep watching this, obviously you can go back on YouTube and on LinkedIn. But until next time, you guys, next Friday, podcast coming out on Monday, Creators Checkup newsletter comes out on Wednesday. That's how we do this. Audio Monday, newsletter written Friday, Wednesday, I can't talk. And Friday is the video live stream. So you can always get those three things. Well, the podcast is audio and video. So that's the podcast on Monday, newsletter on Wednesday, live stream on Friday. Keeps it simple. We do our TMI sessions, by the way, if you're interested in Zoom calls. We do open it up to kind of like just everybody jump in Zoom call once a month at least. And our creators always meet in our masterminds. That's inside our app. Once again, you can go to godandgeeks.com/membership if you want to jump into there. I think you can also go to godandgeeks.com/app. Takes you to the same place. App is a little shorter. It's a little easier to spell. And that is where you can join us in God and Geeks 360 Gold, where once again, all of our amazing creators have been jumping in, joining, and growing together as they become better creators from the inside out, going from confused to confident and from feeling perplexed to having purpose. That is what happens, the transformation. And I need to make sure you hear that. There's a transformation that takes place when you get inside a community like this. You go from feeling like you're alone and isolated to feeling inspired. I can say that for Charmaine. I can say that for Pamela. I can say that for Simony. I can say that for Dre. I can say that for Manuel. Every single person that jumps into our community, there is a transformation and a transition that takes place. And they go from feeling like they're all by themselves, that God is just, somewhere in ether calling them, but they're really not sure, to hearing clearly that their voice is validated because they're around other creators who understand what they understand, who know what they want to know, and want to grow the same way that they want to grow. When you're there, you're no longer isolated and you're hearing clearly what God has for you, and you can win those creative battles. All right, my friends, I got to get ready to go. I almost got into a whole nother tangent there. This blesses me. You can see I just go on and on and on because it's what blesses and makes me feel alive is sharing on this as well. I'll continue to do it. But yeah, please join us in the app. And remember, the God and Gigs Fall 2025 Creator Accelerator is open. I'll say it out loud now. I might give you till Wednesday. I might give you till Sunday, Monday at the top. But after that, that's it. Okay, like 4 creator sessions only available for this weekend. All right, I just changed my mind. I just gave y'all a couple extra days. Okay, 4 extra creator sessions worth way more than I want to say are available for you. All right, gotta go. God bless you guys. Until next time, continue to become the creator that you were created to be. God bless, and we'll see you next week.